Hello and welcome to the Denmark State War Dogs 2028, 2027-2028 off season. We'll be heading into year 5 in the upcoming season. Haven't checked out the bowl game episode. I definitely recommend it. Spoiler alert. Give you a second to go click onto that bowl video. But spoiler alert, we did lose. Afterwards, we changed to a base 3-4 defense after the hiring of a new coordinator on the defensive side of the ball. The former San Diego State head coach ended up coming over to us, Diego Prado, and will be running our defensive side of the ball with that 3-4 defense. Still have the same offensive coordinator, and obviously Nick DeNucci still head coach of the team. Let's start this offseason by looking at the players leaving. Again, this is going to be uncut style mostly, so likely uh, not going to have a lot of breaks in this. It's just going to be getting to see everything. We do have a transfer risk of Isaiah Gizzy, a player who, for us last year, honestly played pretty good. If we can go into our roster and look at what he was able to do for us. He had a pretty good end of the year, honestly. He'll probably move to more of an outside linebacker spot for us. Yeah, the 77 overall. Let's take a look at what he was able to do as a true sophomore, I believe, impact dev. Look at the stats for him. At Wisconsin, only had recorded 4 tackles his freshman season. This year for us, 10 TFLs with 6.5 sacks. Pro potential is his big deal breaker. The reason why he's looking to potentially go to his third school in 3 years. But we will be attempting to persuade him. And it was a success, luckily. So we do end up persuading Isaiah Gizzy to stay. He'll be moving to that outside linebacker role, like I said, at 6'4", 273, and likely be a every down edge player for us if he can make some pretty big leaps and bounds. We will be graduating J.J. Cole, senior quarterback. He was a transfer with us for 1 year, played a little bit, had a lot of turnovers. His last throw with us was a touchdown, though, I believe, which was pretty cool. Looks like we're still a 2.5 star team. I don't know if that change is going to be made yet when that occurs. But we do lose Jalen Poe and Garrett Gensler, guys we've had since the beginning, I believe, of this series. Um, 2 running backs, Jalen Poe, obviously a stud for us. I think all time in the series, probably our most scrimmage yards have come from him. Sad to see him go. Luckily, we do have a lot of new backs coming in with some real good skill sets who will be trying to fill his shoes. Receiver, we do lose Kyle Thomas. Kick returner, Eric Long, who is really a good player for us. Kai Black, a transfer receiver, and Richard Barber. So that room does take a big hit. Could potentially be a room we look to replenish in the transfer portal, along with 3 really good recruits, 2 4 stars, and a stud 3-star recruit. So they will have some big time snaps to fill, Kyle Thomas being gone, and then the special teamer Eric Long, along with Kai Black, a guy who had a lot of snaps for us. Tight end, we do lose Christian Medlock. He was not didn't play a ton, blocking tight end, just former O lineman converted to tight end when we didn't have many on the roster. At the offensive line, we lose interior player Thomas Pash, was a real good offensive lineman for us, probably one of our most consistent outside of Sean Alibi. And we do also lose Michael Jimmer and Landon Ron, 2 real good guard players, start vet as well. So really, our interior of our line has taken some big hits. Paris Patterson, who we had in the transfer portal, was a tackle that we converted over to play guard at 6'6", 352. Sadly, wasn't able to hang on to him. So we lose 5 interior offensive linemen, no tackles. We did end up convincing Isaiah Gizzy to stay as a player for us this season off the edge. Will, like I said, probably switch to that 3-4 outside linebacker role and still be our passing down rusher. D tackle, we lose Mark Hensley. He was going to be a guy that probably would have gotten some pretty decent snaps for us in the 3-4 had we switched last year. Just that run stopping type, we'll be losing out on him. Marcus Windsor, 2-year captain for us off the edge, will be gone. Had a limited snap count just because I didn't feel like we were getting the pressure that I was hoping for with him in the game. Isaiah Gizzy kind of stepped into his role and ended up playing pretty good alongside Marvin Miner on the other edge on the defense. So we will be losing probably one of our best overall defensive players in Marcus Windsor, had our only defensive touchdown last season. So we'll have to say goodbye to him. Our linebacker room, who is it's not a ton of guys in there in general, and we do only lose one. Philip Maserowski, a guy who was kind of an edge player, just undersized though. We tried to convert him to an off-ball linebacker and just never really got his footing. He had some decent snaps for us at points in his career, but we will be saying bye to him as soon as we turn into a 3-4 team, which kind of stinks. No corners will be leaving. That's a room though that does need some improvement for sure. Felt like we had a lot of busted coverage, especially early in the season. We do lose Ethan Tierney, our other defensive captain, was our deep safety. He moved between being our free and strong safety at points throughout his career, so we will be saying goodbye to him. Huge difference maker for us. And that is it for all the players leaving. Obviously, big chunks of our very good players will be leaving. I do want to take a look at a couple of the guys' stats that we will be saying goodbye to and what they've done over their careers here. Running the ball, Jalen Poe has had 418 attempts with us through his career, 2,043 yards, 10 touchdowns, 20 touchdowns from Terrence Logan. Um, so Jalen Poe obviously going to be a big guy that we miss. One of our top rushers in the series. Only lost one fumble during his time. Also a, excuse me, top receiver for us. Had the most receptions in his career on the team this up to this point this season. So we will be saying goodbye to him. In terms of some defensive guys, Tierney was clearly our tackle leader, had 12 interceptions throughout his career as well. Have to say goodbye to him. Some other players, too. Marcus Windsor, 19 sacks in his career, was the top on our team up to this point throughout the season. Otherwise, obviously, a lot of these guys returning. Gizzy, a guy who's had some decent time in his career, will be back. So excited about being able to convince him to come back. Think we did lose a decent chunk of players. However, it will be over. I think we can overcome it by the talent we have coming in and the potential transfer portal options we may receive. But with that being said, let's go through the players leaving stage. Still at that 2.5 star rating right now. Draft results are in. No one drafted from the War Dogs. I believe we still have yet to have someone selected, so that'll definitely be something I look to check off going forward. But looking at the recruiting class as of now, we have a couple guys. Merriman, we did lose his interest because for some reason our pro potential has dropped. Looks like we'll be have the deal breaker right now. I'll probably keep him on just in case that flips randomly. And then we did bring in Griffin and Marvin Roach. So a 3-star corner from Illinois, 90 speed, 71 man. Just looking to add some kind of speed in that secondary over some of the players that we had. Another guy here, 92 speed, Greg Griffin, probably move over to being that strong safety role at the hybrid type. Could potentially be a guy who takes over in the slot as well, but just trying to add some speed to that secondary was probably the biggest goal we had. And then obviously Joey Merriman, the 5-star quarterback, would be really cool to get, but as of now, it doesn't look like we'll be able to. So we currently have a 20-player class, which leaves us with the 9th best class in the country. Looking to improve still, though, in the transfer portal. Not sure who all will have that's interested in us. I don't think there's any 5-star transfers, but 4-star guys who show interest, a outside linebacker who would probably move to the inside for us at 6'2", 222, and then a D tackle 6'6", 300 pounds. Could be a guy that we move to nose tackle going forward. So probably going to scout these guys and see how aggressive we want to get with going after them. They do already have interest in us, which is great. And 91 strength. He's pretty good athlete, 78 block shed run stopping type. A guy that we could definitely have play nose for us at that size, probably would be the biggest guy in our room. We are going to offer him a scholarship, and it looks like we are the first ones to do so. It's nice that we don't have to We don't really have to, what was I going to say? Really be careful with points because we don't have that many guys we're going to be going after. So we can get pretty aggressive with him. I'll probably schedule a visit in the first week here. Actually, I will wait to do that so we know what his pitches are going to be. And then Roddy or another transfer linebacker that's interested in coming. 80 speed. You'd like to see a little bit more out of guys to play up the middle for us, and he would be a senior as he's a transfer junior right now. I don't know if we are going to go. We'll keep him on the board just because he already has that interest in us. But let's look at potentially going some different directions here as we move forward. Four-star prospects. Make sure we didn't miss out on anybody. Quarterbacks, no, we don't really need. What's our team needs looking like? Running back, we allegedly need a lot of with Rhodes, both the Rhodes brothers and Terrence Logan, along with then it looks like maybe one or two other players. So four guys in the room right now. I don't think we need three. Um, Receiver could be a need. Interior O line probably going to end up being a need since it's a lot of just recruits at this point, but I'm not super worried about a lot of those positions. Outside linebacker will make some of the changes that are necessary going forward in terms of an edge player. Wouldn't hurt to bring someone in, and then always maybe looking for a new punter replacement for what we are currently working with. But let's look through the four-star transfers and see if there is anyone who has interest in us. Transfers haven't been a big thing that we will usually draw in a lot of different guys, but not many four-star transfers really at all. Some O linemen here. Any offensive guards? Nope. Yeah, pretty much everyone has us locked out currently. Some of these are some pretty high deal breakers. So look to see if anyone has interest in us, but currently not seeing many. Yeah, a lot of them are just already in the top 5 stage going into this transfer week, which crazy. I guess they are the four-star guys though, so no punters or kickers or athletes. So we'll go down to the 3-star range and see if we can add anyone who's interested in us early on. Looks like DN 6'3", 227, transfer junior. Don't know if I want to reach that into that age group for a guy who will only be with us as probably a backup. Could take him from Boise State, who we did play earlier. Transfer sophomore at safety could potentially be a guy we look at. Here is a dude that would probably be a. He would have to be pretty good to be a starter. Let's add the safety. Look at Conley as well. You know what? Let's go for this safety because he is a freshman, junior, sophomore, another freshman. Let's go look at those two quick. See if there's anything that we can like out of those guys. Otherwise, I might go look to see if there is another nose tackle type player that we could add. Conley, 98 speed, 99 excel with 72 man coverage. He would come in as a senior, I believe. So that would be a guy. He honestly looks like he might just be like a return man, but we'll offer him and see what we can do with that. Probably give him a pretty significant amount of points here as well if we're just going to, really commit to bringing this guy in. Would bring some crazy athleticism to our secondary, which could be something that we look to improve upon. BJ Casey would be a safety transfer, 93 speed as a hybrid, could be a strong safety for us. Probably going to also offer him some points here. Just looking to improve that defensive side of the ball at this point. Really our biggest needs. I don't know if we're going to end up going after Roddy Orr here. He is a decent player, but we already have a lot of that player type, and I don't know if he's going to have a spot. So we will drop him off for now. Oh, what? No, I had to give in to that. I do want this dude. We'll probably throw some significant points on him as well, and that will leave us with maybe one or two other guys that we can offer. I know he is a junior. 3 of these guys are. That's not really what I'm looking to add, but Um, if that's what we're being offered, that's probably what we'll have to settle with. Any 3-star transfers that are interested in us as wide receivers, and that is a no. Um, that kind of gets blown up there. Offensive guards, anyone interested? We have Moses Robinson Tyson, who is a junior. Any other O lineman that we could move into guard here? 6'2", 309, a center. Maybe a little small for me. Offensive tackle. Got some other guys. Um, Grant, he's a junior. Sophomore. A couple sophomores in here. Have a good chance with him. All right, we'll add these two guys named Costello in that group. 84 strength, not the fastest. Could add some power as a sophomore. Might just come down to one of these guys though. 86 strength here. This dude's gonna have a little more athleticism. 6'4", 320, definitely bigger size with some abilities there too. But we're gonna add Costello into the mix and likely send as many points his way as we can as well. All right, so we've got a decent sized board of players currently going in. Still want to see if we can add any kind of nose tackle here. That would be a 3-star guy. We got one guy, 6'2", 290, not necessarily the type of player I was looking for. Any DNs that bring some decent size. 230, 293, still kind of getting onto that smaller side of what I would be looking for right now. Otherwise, a junior. He is a freshman, though. We maybe will look to add Max Sylvan as a guy to our board. Um, he tackled, didn't see anybody. Outside linebackers. Got a couple guys interested. A pass cover guy who's a junior, probably not going to go after. Corners, added one. Here's a freshman. We can see that this guy would be better. We maybe should add him to the group. Let's go scout him, and then let's see if there's any safety. We went after another guy, sophomore, meh. Kickers, no. Punters, no. I don't know if there's any in this group. So we'll go and see what we can do with these guys on the board currently. D-end, 85 power moves, 81 speed at that size. Yeah, I'm going to be bringing this guy in, Max Sylvian, or at least doing whatever I can to bring him in. Can't say that like it's automatic. Still is. Sylvian on the board. And then Coxie, a freshman, would come in as a sophomore. If this guy, 91 speed, 75 man, slower acceleration, decent change of direction. He's got more of the cover skills. I think he'll be the last guy that I look to add to the group. Um, and yeah, roster spots might be looking thin for some of those uh, guys that came in last year's corner class. But I think that's all I want to do for now. I wish I could add points to Merriman here. He would be a cool 5-star quarterback to add, but my pro potential dropped for some reason, and we won't be able to add him. So with those 40 points, I think that we are good. We checked draft results. I'm going to advance to the next week, see what happens with that group. Hopefully, not locked out of too many guys. No, we are first with basically everybody. Pro potential still at a C, so that does make me believe that we won't have a chance with Joey Merriman unless the game just glitches and gives him to us, which would be cool. But first with everybody on the board, so that's pretty neat. We have 295 hours. That's at least 7 visits. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we have 7 guys. So, or maybe 8. Nope, 7 guys. I don't know, whatever. We'll probably go for the 4-star transfers first. Make sure we get them the best sells that we can, along with scheduling visits. Pro potential for him. Maybe wait on his visit, I guess. We do have the lead. We'll probably just continue. Um, think they all should be top 5. Let's go in here just to limit the board a bit. Have 2 things for him. Program tradition and championship contender. A football influencer. All right, so we've got his visit or his pitch all figured out. We'll add the most we can to Costello here, as well as schedule his visit for week 2 with the championship contender pitch. That hopefully should get him locked in. D tackle Dante Tubbs, the 4-star that I want to bring in as our nose tackle. Don't currently have anything I want to change with him. Max Sylvian, make sure this other 4-star gets his points. Roddy Orr, the coverage linebacker. Um, yeah, it doesn't look like I really have anything I can do for him, but I will schedule his visit because that's a good pitch for us. So we've got him coming in. Who are the other guys we really want? Oaksy and Casey are important. I think Sylvian's probably the next guy that I'd like to be concerned with. And we'll definitely be hard selling him on some of this stuff as we have his full pitch available. And it somewhat favors us, which I'm okay with. And then we'll schedule his visit week 2. Championship contender pitch. Contact. Good. Okay, we've got those top guys. Already taken care of those. And let's make sure these freshmen. Okay, we can change his pitch as well. For Connor Coxey. And I think he was. Yeah, okay, to the house for him. Schedule visit. Championship contender, good. Contact friends and family, cool. Okay, and I think that's it for week 2 visits, unless you can really just spam the visits. BJ Casey, a safety. We're going to hard sell here. At least I think that's the right move. B minus, C, A minus, that's fine with me. We'll schedule his visit for week 3. Championship contender. Pitch him as many points as I can. Okay, so we've got pretty much all the visits scheduled now. Khalil Conley will work on. I don't see that we'll be able to determine his hard sell, so I'll just leave it as is. And we will get his visit scheduled for week 3. That should be pretty much all the points we can give out here. Again, uh, I'm not super pumped about not being able to get Joey Merriman because it looks like Alabama will be able to now. But um, for the transfers that we're going to get, I am pretty pumped about it. So we will head into the next week, making sure you have nothing else to do this week. Week 2 of recruiting should have some visits going down. Hopefully those go well. We can get some commits. I think it says we're still a 2.5-star school. Kind of makes sense. We didn't really make any progress since last season in terms of becoming a better or worse program. And now pretty much everyone's in their top 3. All visits scheduled and hard sells. Okay, we do have to change Tubbs, who hopefully will be able to determine his pitch here. Pretty low chance that we won't be able to, I would imagine. Okay, the clutch. Nope. Nope. Okay, so it should be the clutch that will bring him in on. Play style, we'll be able to sell him on for a visit. And it looks like we should be able to get this 4-star transfer then. Sell him on playing style. So he'll get to attend a spring practice for us. That'll be fun. Get him in. And now we have all visits taken care of. Let's just make sure that we can hard sell all these guys. Roddy Orr, another one that I can probably put the hard sell on here, especially if he's wanting the proximity to home. Didn't remember scheduling a visit for, oh yeah, I did for the proximity. Okay, not this one. Nope. Nope. Okay, probably the clutch for him as well. Yeah, so we'll go with the clutch for him. Got his good sell down. Should be able to bring in all of these guys. Another coverage linebacker that will move to being a middle guy, be a senior for us next season. And then Khalil Conley will be able to fully sell here, the corner that brings in a ton of speed. If anything, this guy should be a returner for us, or could even see if he can move to like run wide receiver. Could be a decent spot for him, as just with that speed, he could be pretty good. So that should be something we can check out moving forward. We'll contact friends and family with him, and I think that's it for everybody. Getting hard sold, visits all scheduled. Let's go into the third week or the fourth week of recruiting, where hopefully we bring all these guys in to be part of the War Dogs squad. Still 2.5 star. I'm kind of trying to monitor that a little bit. As any new commits, we didn't get any screen to advertise it, but don't really expect that anyway out of this game. Joey Merriman does commit to Alabama. Goodbye. And we bring in every player from the transfer portal that we were targeting. Gabriel Costello will come in as a transfer. Dante Tubbs, a 4-star transfer. That's pretty exciting for us. Along with DeMarco Tapp, two really good interior players. Tubbs will probably stay as a D tackle, play more of that nose stopper role for us. Max Sylvian transfer D end will definitely stay as that 3-4 D end. Roddy Orr probably bump in to play an inside linebacker for us. Yeah, we have tons of talent coming in right now. Conley, we've brought in 4 corners in this group. It's a position of need for us for sure. And then BJ Casey as a safety. And I think that's it for us. We do end up bringing in 27 players. I don't feel like we need to really change anything else around. I think we got the guys that we need. For the fourth week of recruiting, we'll stick with our 11th ranked class in the country and head through recruiting through national to National Signing Day, excuse me, where we will get to now look at all of the dev traits of players that we added from the transfer portal. So let's take a look as we go into scouting. Um, again, we added Costello, who's a normal. Dante Tubbs, who is an elite dev trait, top one that you can get. Too bad he's a senior. Sylvian with impact, or with the impact, who is also going to be a senior. Um, Also bringing in older transfers lets us redshirt good freshmen too, so that's kind of nice. Khalil Conley, impact player. Connor Coxey, impact. And then impact for BJ Casey. So pretty good group of players. We'll get to go look at position changes now and see what we want to do with guys. I don't know if we brought, yeah, we have 2 athletes we brought in. Lorenzo Grimm was a guy that was supposed to be a receiver, and then Figueroa, I believe, linebacker. So we'll probably determine what we do with those guys um, in a bit. Obviously, looking at the team, receiver is a big need for us, and I will probably bring that freshman in to play receiver like we expected. So let's get, um, there he is, Lorenzo Grimm, 66 athlete, would be a better safety at 6'5", 213, which is pretty scary, but we will play him as a receiver. And the last guy was the linebacker Frank Figueroa at 6'3", 230. He is projected, oh, he'd be a pretty decent speed rusher for us off the edge. So we'll hold on to a second and figure out where we need the most depth when it comes to defense. But Shaquille Abbott, Tyler Rome, two top players for us at the quarterback spot. Jeff Gibson and Tony Dexter in there as well are four quarterbacks on the team. Probably could have brought one in, honestly. Was hoping we would get Joey Merriman, but ended up losing out on that. And yeah, now we have this four quarterback group, four running backs on the roster as well. Terrence Logan, Zach Rhodes, going to be our two main guys probably here going forward. Ricky Rhodes, the red-shirted freshman, and then Raphael Turner, our freshman running back, ends up as a 66 overall out of Muskego. Don't know if he'll be red-shirted just because um, we just need the depth at running back, but who knows? Could ends up finding some other players we move to running back and avoid the need for him to be redshirted. As the receiver room, yeah, it is looking somewhat thin. Trufant, freshman, Gainwell. These two are 4 stars, I believe, at 69 and 66 overall. And then 66 overall, Lorenzo Grimm. Probably, I expected a little bit more out of these guys. Should see some big jumps from Cobb and Diamond. But these freshmen probably will play. We don't have a ton of guys in this room. So would be excited to see one of them get an opportunity. See if we have any tight ends that can go play receiver. Probably Dwayne Cousins. Move to a 63 as a receiver. I think that's probably a wise choice for us, just to get a little bit of extra depth in that room in case we want to redshirt some of these guys. Yeah, Cousins there. Let's go check out that corner we brought in who has a ton of speed. Yeah, Khalil Conley is going to be an 80 corner. Does he have any receiver capability? No, 58. So probably not going to do that. But this group looks decent. Gibson and Conley should be the outside players for us. Coxey was brought in as a transfer. Gonna look at like Boozer and Sorsdal potentially getting, some of these corners if they don't develop that well could be uh, hitting the road with some of those guys in terms of cutting them. And some guys like Welsh too. He isn't overall he's higher up, but with that 88 speed, unless he can really develop that, that could be something of a concern for us moving forward. But I do like to see that we had that decent rating come up from our one corner that we got in the transfer portal, that high speed guy. He ends up being a pretty high overall as well. But Cobb and Diamond will be our top receivers, it looks like, going forward. Don't know if one of them will end up playing the slot or not. We'll have to take a look because some of these guys could challenge for the slot, those freshmen. But Bobby Diamond was supposed to be a running back for us, ends up moving to receiver, and is now probably going to be a top player as a redshirt freshman, kind of similar to what Zach Cobb did. Matthew LeCount, our tight end, Tashawn Angerer was our guy, though, last season. He was the starter and will definitely be the starter coming up again. Ezekiel Ficken, a freshman, coming in this season. He'll be getting some decent time, I'm guessing, as well, with 82 speed, 84 speed from Evan Megan. Those are some guys that we'll definitely look to continue developing moving forward. Some guys, though, these tight ends with low speed could end up being guys I look to move to fullback, like Tony Mamula. Let's see what he ends up being. 74 as a fullback. I think that's what we're going to do with him. We do have a senior at fullback right now in Jarius Ecanem, and Mamula does end up being a higher rated player than him, so we'll have to see. I think Ecanem will still be the starter, but just getting a developmental guy behind him the next 2 years so we don't have to recruit one is kind of what I was thinking there. And I think that will be our tight end room for the season. Left tackle, Alex Phoenix. We do have Al O'Reilly, Taj Cooter. What a name. There as well. Eric Morris, the freshman, is a 78 overall. He'll probably be redshirted as a pass protector. Um, but yeah, real good player as a freshman there, Eric Morris. Al O'Reilly wouldn't be a bad option, though, either. Phoenix could be a guy that I was looking to move in as a guard. Still considering doing that, especially with like right tackle Damon Crowther. He would be more of the guy that I'd probably move in and then move Phoenix over to right tackle while letting possibly Taj Cooter take that left tackle spot. I think that is what we're going to do. Right guard, currently 75. I think I'm going to bump Crowther in to be a right guard for us. So we do improve that spot for sure with an 86 overall. Damon Crowder just wasn't really doing much on the outsides for us. And then at the center spot, senior Sean Alibi, he will be a captain for us playing up the middle there. Ben Petty at guard, 77 overall. Yeah, so centers, I'm okay with keeping those guys. Gonna keep these guards at the tackle spot. Jaron Queen, a lot of young guys. McLaughlin is gonna be a guy that I want to keep at right tackle for us, unless he moves into guard and becomes a lot better. Doesn't really though. 77, 6'7", 300 pounds. What does he become as a guard? Phoenix would be an 82, which would then let O'Reilly step in as a starter, or even Taj Cooter. And he would definitely be the starter at left guard, make our interior really strong. I think I'd move O'Reilly to right tackle, Phoenix to guard, and then Taj Cooter will stay as a left tackle. I think that's what we're going to do. Left guard for Phoenix. So the two tackles we had last season will move in to play guard spots. Al O'Reilly will, whoops, Al O'Reilly. Why does it keep not selecting right guy? What's going on here? I think I want to move him over to play right tackle. A lot of undersized linemen for us. And then any of these guys like pass protectors, now power, can go play left tackle. Any of these guys better as guards maybe too, like Bynum. Yeah, we'll play him as a right backup right guard, Tyrone Bynum. Still have a lot of O linemen on this team. Could potentially be cutting some of these dudes. 6'4", 320. This dude looks like he could be a guard. Probably move him over to the left side. Why is O lineman? Any of these guys should go play left tackle, you think? 6'7", 325. The pass block. Maybe Tyreek Vigil. I'll move over to left tackle. And now we have a somewhat even room. Eric Morris going to be definitely a big time piece for us going forward. Don't know if he'll be a starter this year. He honestly could be. Depends on how Taj Cooter develops. But I like that O-line. Phoenix at left guard, Alibi at center, Crowder at right guard, O'Reilly moving over to right tackle. Gives us that pass protector at left tackle. And then our D-line, or our right side being that power side or more run blocking side. But looking at our defensive line, here is where we have to. Wow, Sylvian, the transfer is an 80. That's huge for us. But we will be looking to move the scheme quite a bit. Left outside linebacker, I would like to have be more of the speed rusher type guys. Mitch Eifert, kind of thought of him as more of an off-ball guy, but with 76 finesse, we might have to look at keeping him inside as a um, or keeping him outside, excuse me, as a edge kind of player. We're gonna move Hugh Silva to middle linebacker. Probably a lot of these dudes moving to the middle. Dakota Bram, yeah, and left outside linebacker. I do want to be ideally more of the power rusher, and then right is kind of the speed rusher side. So Quinton Folk, stay out there. He is that speed rusher archetype. What are his moves like? He's 73 speed. Not what I love seeing. Yeah, he's probably more of an edge player. So is Orr, though. But he's definitely going to be moving to the middle. And now we can start distributing some of these players. Like Sylvian's going to stay. Marvin Miner being a speed guy, kind of want on the right side. So he'll move out to be a speed rusher on the outside. Izzy as well. Probably speed rusher. Bork, too small to play D line for sure. These are all speed rusher guys. They're going to be moving to the right outside spot. James Williams will move to the left as a power rusher. Sylvian at left end. I'll keep as a. Am I putting speed guys on the right side? Is that what I really want to do? Sure, let's do that. And then we'll put the run stoppers on the right end for the 4-3 ends. Like Romanowski will probably stay as a 4-3 or 3-4 end. Chandler Bradfield likely will be moving back to outside linebacker spot as a left outside backer because that's where the power guys are going. And if anything, Matungalo is going to move to the middle. Yep. And then, did I do this backwards? Because I kind of wanted to put, whoa, Dakota Bram, decent safety, 5'11", 224. What are his ratings looking like? 85. 85 speed. I don't think that's fast enough to play safety for me yet, so he is going to go to the middle. But yeah, it looks like the left side I was putting power guys. We'll stay doing that, I guess. Kind of want to flip it. This might take a little bit of a while, so speed guys I want on the left, and this. So Bradfield's going to go to the right, and so is James Williams. And then I want the speed guys left. Minor and Izzy. I think that makes more sense because they'll come off that right side, right tackle side, who's typically not going to be as good of a pass blocker. And then, yeah, we can move Rourke, the left outside linebacker, Bulk, the left outside linebacker as well. At 6'1", 236. So we have our power guys in there. Kind of cleaned house of the edge players. 6'5", 281. He'll likely stay. So the left side I wanted as my run stopper side. I think Romanowski's going to move the left end so that he can be on the same side as the left outside linebackers, who are the speed rusher guys. I think that makes sense to me. And Flanagan, power rush can be on the right side, along with the other power rushers. Landman, 6'4", 290, uphill move to end. This is definitely a 3-4 outside linebacker. Power rusher, he'll go to the right. So completely changing the defense around. Got a lot of inside linebackers. Some of these dudes might have to get cut here. Some decent freshmen, though, which is cool to see. Cornell Marler at 6'2", 238. Could he play safety? Wow, he'd be huge safety. Maybe is how he'd stay on the roster, honestly. What's his coverage looking like? Zone coverage is not very, he's not very technical, though. I think he'll stay as a linebacker. Gonna lose a lot of these guys soon, too. You want to consider that. So, like, our top 3 guys will be gone next season. But otherwise, right end, we have Flanagan, which we're putting the right side guys as the power rushers. So Sylvian will go over there as well. So Romanowski, Sylvian, make sure we have all 3-4 ends. Good. Dante Tubbs, I think I'm going to keep as our nose tackle. Hilliard as a speed rusher. It's interesting at D tackle. 6'3", 304. I am going to keep him there, and he'll probably just play as a rush D tackle. But as a D end, oh, he goes up to an 82. Let's put him on the power, the power rusher side, so the right end side. Marvin Mafe is a guy that goes to the left as a run stopper. Any guy that's above 300 pounds, though, we might just have to keep at nose here. These two guys will probably stay as nose guys just because they're not super athletic. Tap is a speed rusher. Probably go to the right. Gordon Justice is a guy. These are all probably going to be nose tackle type guys. 76 overall. 79. D-line's going to be decent, though. 6'1", 296 as a speed rusher. Goes down as a D end. Was Gordon Justice, could he be a nose type guy for us at 87 strength? No, his block shedding's just not quite good enough. I'm going to move him to DN though too, which I'd want him on the right side as a speed guy. Justice, yep. Hilliard. Sylvian might have to go back over to that other side. Now, you know what? I don't mind keeping then all these guys in as run stoppers. 6'6", 282 isn't necessarily like a nose tackle type, but I think Humphreys is going to stay there. And we definitely have this all worked out how I liked it. The rushers, the linebackers, corner room, Mancuso still top guy, Gibson, Conley, Coxie. Anyone in here have like really bad press that I should move to safety? Like Marvin Roach, 90 speed. Probably be a better safety. Doesn't go up as a safety, but I don't think I can have him as a corner with that low of press. So free safeties, hybrid. Probably move these hybrid guys over to play strong. Just as of now, at least, I can look at potentially moving some of them back if I don't like the speed that we have. Dion Delaney is listed as a free safety, which I think I'll keep. And then Gil Fitzgerald right now is my other safety with Ian Badejo. Who, I don't know, Gil Fitzgerald might have to move down to play like middle linebacker though. I don't know, can any of these guys press at all? Can they move to corner? Egan Joseph, 6'2", 206. What would he be as a corner? 73. What are his ratings like? 77 press, I don't really want to waste back here. 74 and 73, I think he's going to have to move to corner. It's a room that we're kind of struggling with. We've got older players in there. He immediately becomes, yeah, like these guys are going to be gone soon. I think having him develop as a year as a corner could be big. Don't really need another guy back at safety. Ian Badejo is a 94 speed, be a sweet free safety user. But we'll keep him as a strong safety for now. I think that's kind of how I want the team to look. Fitzgerald will have to fight to get a spot for sure. Thompson and Holyfield are there. Bloomberg. And I think that's all. Make sure I don't have. Okay, I do have Frank Figueroa, the athlete. Um, he's a speed rusher. Goes down quite a bit as a linebacker. So, what are his. How is he so good at rushing? Can't play running back, can he? No, 84 speed. Where is his rushing stuff? 82 tackle, 72. Yeah, he'll probably just go play an outside linebacker spot, like depth, 6'3", 230. Could have been a decent like Mike linebacker, but kind of have enough of those already. As a speed guy, that makes me want him to go to the left side. And I think that's it for position changes. Shaquille Abbott, what does he play as a receiver? Oh yeah, he's not. Can't do that anymore. He wants to stay as a quarterback. He'll be back this season, which is fun. And I think that's it for position changes. We made our changes to get into a 3-4 scheme. Curious how many guys will end up having to cut. We already went through National Signing Day, did our position changes. Let's advance. Been a lot of little tedious work this offseason with the position changes. We went up quite a few levels and still have a couple transfer risk guys, but we do have 30 skill points, which is cool. And the team, not as big of a jump as I maybe would have expected. Abbott goes up a little bit maybe, but did his accuracy get any better? Still decent accuracy. Is pretty maxed out for everything else. Throw power is 92. It's fine. He'll probably still be the starter this season. I'm gonna go into just our roster screen though to view this stuff. So quarterback room 89, 81. Not many changes really from anyone. 80 from Dexter, Gibson 79. Again, just very little changes. 83 from Logan, didn't get a ton of development from him. It looks like 82 is really his true rating. 77 from Rhodes. Fullback Mamula is for sure probably the better option, but I think I'll play Ecanum, 88 speed as a fullback. He might be a running back for us at this point. 6', 239. Um, Corbin went from a 60 overall to an 83 as an 86 speed guy. He'll be our slot receiver this season. Wow, his route running became incredible, and he is just a sophomore. Dion Corbin, 3-star out of Illinois. Impact Dev, yeah, he had huge rating jumps. He's completely maxed out as an 83, kind of similar to Cobb, but yeah, these three are for sure going to be our starters. Bobby Diamond will probably be playing on the outside. 82 release. Don't really care for that as much, but I think Corbin with the 86 speed should be an inside guy as a slot player for us. Top and Diamond on the outsides. Trefont, Gainwell, Grimm. Cousins will probably get some snaps. I might try and redshirt like Grimm. Keep Gainwell and Trufant available. But yeah, especially with that speed, Grimm should be a good player eventually. Tight end Angerer becomes our best player at the tight end spot, goes up some ratings, becomes a 79. LeCount will be the backup again this year with Ficken, freshman, making a push to be the third stringer. Could see that. Might want to just redshirt him though. Taj Cooter becomes an 84 overall tackle. Some guys behind him, 78. Morris will probably get redshirted. Really good group. Phoenix is an 85 at guard. Good group of backups there behind him as well. Center, Alibi is a 90 now. I mean, got some good backups behind him. Devon Ezeki probably step up next season. Sean Alibi as a 90 overall. And then Crowder at 88. 81 Al O'Reilly at a right tackle spot. I mean, our O line, all 80s and above. This is a good crew we're working with here on the O line. 81 Romanowski going into the scheme change. Mafe 77 and Landman 68. Hilliard is up to an 87 with Justice 80. Sylvan at an 80 as well. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a good D line for sure with Romanowski. And then these two will probably be backups right behind there. 83 up the middle with Dante Tubbs as our nose tackle. Humphreys got some good growth from our other potential nose tackle guys. Would like to see some more size on them, but they'll probably be some more athletic nose type players with some good strength down here at 89. Selleck and Shank each. Outside linebacker Eifert doesn't see a ton of change. Marvin Miner, I think probably all because of the position changes. These guys don't see a ton of skill changes. Tripp and Orr are our top linebackers with Kennedy up there as well. Kind of a toss up between who plays between these guys. Kennedy is 6'6", 244, so probably will be more. I don't know who's the both decent run stoppers. Might have to just play Orr over Kennedy. Tripp will for sure be an every down linebacker though, with James Williams starting on the outside. It'll just come down to whoever's, yeah, probably Eifert and James Williams on the outside. Bradfield kind of getting a reduced role. Gizzy and Miner likely just going to be more of those rush D end players with Eifert. kind of being a smaller linebacker. Mancuso, Gibson, Conley going to be our starters in the secondary. Gibson will be back out there with, I don't know, Keegan Joseph, though, 79 overall with 92 speed. Might get the start over Gibson. Conley for sure. That would add a good speed pairing, more man coverage ability. 69 zone from Conley is somewhat low, especially when Gibson has 99. So a lot to consider there. And the press from Conley is quite low as well. So good group, good problem to have. Starting to get pretty deep at all positions now, which is nice to see. Free safety Dion Delaney's up to an 88. Didn't really see a speed boost from him, but he will probably take that step as being our deep safety this season. Ian Badejo, I think, is going to step into the starting strong safety role. Don't see Gil Fitzgerald filling that role out. And we've got some other backup safeties as well, guys who could potentially be, dime or, backup dime type players for us. Kicker Cordavius Holyfield makes the jump as the top kicker on the roster, 93 kick power. But with Thompson's 79 accuracy, I think Holyfield will probably start the season as just our kickoff guy, with Thompson doing the actual field goals. Bloomberg at 74, 79 kick power with 79 accuracy, still not the greatest, but that is what we're going to deal with. And team's up to an 87 overall with an 89 offense. Abbott will be back as the starting quarterback this season. Let's go through and see. I think we only have one captain named right now, Sean Alibi, who is going to be obviously one of our offensive captains this season still. Yeah, and the other I am going to name Shaquille Abbott. Despite Tyler Rome's great performance last season, Shaquille Abbott will be named the other offensive captain. Missed last season. He's back, ready to go with improved state of mind going into this junior year of his. And then on the defensive side of the ball, I don't think we have any captains of returning captains. It was Windsor and Tierney last season. Don't see Yeah, I don't see anyone else with the captain patch right now. Yeah, so the first captain I will name is junior corner Kevin Mancuso. He plays the nickel for us, the 3-star guy. He will get named captain, I believe, out of Wisconsin. No, Fort Lauderdale. Never mind. Not even close. So Kevin Mancuso is a captain for us. The other guy kind of comes down to a couple different things. Could be Tony Tripp, our Mike linebacker. Not a bad decision to make. Romanowski's a junior. Tristan Hilliard is a senior. Could be the guy we go with on that D line. But I think we are going to go with Tony Tripp. Well, did we recruit Hilliard? Where is he from? 2-star out of Illinois. Look at his career stats. Yeah, I believe he just has been with us. We'll name Tristan Hilliard our 4th captain, our final captain. The D lineman steps into his new role as a 3-4 D end. So likely gonna get to see hopefully an increase in production from him. And that will be it from naming our captains and taking a look at the improvements we see. That is the only thing to do this stage. Just want to make sure I don't miss the cut players because done that and that's not super cool. So we'll go to the next week. And we are into the off season. Encourage transfers. Want to make sure we do that. We missed that last season. And we have 10 guys to encourage to transfer here. Quarterbacks, I don't think that anyone will go. Not going to do running back. Fullback, can't encourage my senior fullback to go. No one in the receiver room can go. Tight end room, apparently not either. Desmond Mixon, a 76 overall. Lineman. Bayless. Like Ben Petty could be a guy at 77 guard. Aiden Olson could be a guy, backup center. Prescott, 73 with 59 speed, I think is going to be our first guy we encourage to go. O-line, we just don't need necessarily all this depth. Aiden Olson at center. Just don't see him. Doesn't can't really move to another spot either as a senior. And then we'll also probably chop down Ben Petty here as well. Encourage him to find a different location to attend school. The ends. And no one jumping out to me in that group that I'd like to get rid of. These two are like almost identical players, and Selleck is just better. So Najee Shank as a nose tackle, I think will encourage, sadly, as a freshman. Quinton Folk, there goes a edge rusher. Is he? That'd be kind of funny. He wanted to transfer. No, I encourage him to. Um, no, probably gonna look at some of these guys. Mayer, uh, Kurt Kennedy. You know what? He's not gonna play here this season with Orr. I'm gonna just be straight up with him and tell him to transfer, lose some of our depth. But I think that's the right thing to do. Chandler Bradfield. We have so many guys in this room. I think this senior will encourage him to transfer, sadly. Don't like making these moves on guys that we enjoy having around. Sorsdal is a 71 with 93 speed. I mean, we have a lot of guys in these rooms that are hip and hammer at 89 speed. It's tough to see him staying along, especially since we already lost a year of him. We'll probably encourage him. Hooser as well. Haven't seen development from some of these corners, which stinks. And then just one more guy to convince. Be any of those guys. I want to keep my two kickers. Um, any other of these corners? I mean, one, two. So we have two seniors and a lot of guys trying to fill those roles. Sorsdal as a 71. Man coverage grades 72. Where's like our press grade? 74, 70 from Tommy Timms. That's pretty low. Um, hmm. I think it's gonna have to be Sorsdal, sadly. He's pretty good speed, so a good athletic guy. Otherwise, yeah, I think we'll go here. Sorsdal. That does it. We get it down to 85 guys. A little gruesome having to take out some guys that I enjoy having on the team, guys that have been on the team for a while, so it does stink to see that. In terms of custom conferences, I think we'll be staying in the MAC one more season at least, so we will remain here. I want to make sure that the conference rules are right for everyone, though. Yeah, 8 conference games. Shouldn't change from last year. Independents are just Army and Navy. Mid Tennessee is pretty high ranked. Wow. Yeah, and then I'm thinking that we could potentially be joining the ACC and looking to bring another team with us. I don't know who that would be quite yet, but potentially like a mid Tennessee state, since they have been higher ranked as of late. That would probably mean that another team would be joining Conference USA, doing a little bit of shifting of some schools. So we would have to see what that ends up entailing, but it could just mean like a Sun Belt team leaving and joining. But yeah, I think conference rules should be good for almost all conferences. I'm not going to make a change. Like I said, this season, we encouraged transfers, custom conference. Don't need to upgrade quite yet, I don't think, unless we have the ability to upgrade further into the recruiting tree. Like get this elite recruiter here, but we don't have the top 5 classes under our belt yet. Um, and we Okay, so we've got pretty much everything in Motivator taken care of. Let's see if there's anything in Recruiter that we could like to finish up. Yeah, probably with the quarterbacks and running backs, just making sure we always can get the best recruits there. I think that'll be it for my spending. And yeah, we encouraged transfers at 85 players. Didn't miss it this season. Finished the off season about an hour. Sweet. Wasn't too bad. Didn't have a lot of recruiting though to do, not a ton of decisions to make. Now we'll just set up the recruiting board for next season, along with look at scheduling some teams. Preseason All Americans, I think that's something we should make sure to take a look at. Preseason first team, see if we have anyone. Out here, I don't see anyone. Second team, some real life names popping in there. And nope. So no preseason All Americans. In the preseason All MAC team, though, us and Toledo look like we're dominating. Abbott, Corbin, and Cobb. Almost our entire offensive line, besides right tackle O'Reilly, Taj Cooter, Phoenix, Alibi, and Damon Crowther. Dante Tubbs, the transfer nose tackle, Eifert and Tripp at the linebacker spots, Mancuso and Delaney. Secondary, Sean Anger, our tight end, kind of surprised he wasn't first team, with Bynum, who is a backup player as an all conference for us, Romanowski and Hilliard on the D line, Randy Orr as one of our Mike linebackers, along with Ian Badejo, the safety. So pretty cool group, pretty big group that we have. Look at the conference standings and see if we're going to be wow, the ACC though. That's going to be a good conference if we join it. I mean, play some real good teams there. Looking at the MAC, we are projected to finish first, above Toledo. We are easily overall the top team on paper, so be cool to see. Looking to potentially join new conference next season. Not going to drop any specific details on that, but could potentially be seeing that. Looks like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we did end up getting 8 conference games, which is good to see. I do want to leave this game open. And I think we're going to try and play a week 0 game. I don't want Wisconsin. I think we went and played there last time. We'll go back again, play at Camp Randall. Let me make sure we're not going to gyp ourselves of any home games. In conference, we have 8 games, so it should be 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, did it schedule out right? 1, 2. Let me just make this open quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. So we ended up getting 4 and 4 for conference home and away games, which is nice. We will be opening up the season at Camp Randall, playing Wisconsin. But a pretty rough 2027 record. I think playing an FCS team could help us just try and get things right early in the year. We'll take on FCS Midwest at home. Um, LSU wants to play us. Oh man, should we do it? Should we travel down to like an LSU? Should we go to let's go to Alabama. They took the recruit from us, the quarterback. We'll play at Alabama. And then our last in-conference game, we should probably do another bowl rematch with Marshall as a home game. That works for me. Actually, let's go home versus Wisconsin at Marshall. I think it's their turn to come play in Denmark. Then we'll play FCS Midwest the following week, play at Marshall, and then at Alabama, at Central Michigan. 4 straight away games, excuse me. And then we would hit some in-conference games at home. But yeah, I don't mind that schedule. I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, Wisconsin, I like being a home game. We played them in Wisconsin, I believe, last time. It'll be fun to go play at Alabama, play another SEC uh, school from Alabama. We played Auburn last season, almost beat them late. But yeah, let's set up our recruiting board. I don't know what the team needs are going to be looking like. Quarterback, running back, tight end, interior O-line, obviously. I think O-line is always going to be a need. Nose tackle, I do want to focus on getting kind of a bigger run-stopping guy, another D lineman, some edge, linebacker and secondary. Honestly, not a ton of needs. Punter is going to be a need. But yeah, it looks like only 18 players that we actually need. So we can really focus on making this a concise class of specific players that we want. See if any 5-stars are interested in us off the bat. I don't see any. It doesn't mean we can't change any minds, though, for sure. As let's look, 4 stars. We do have 2 guys who have us first. 2 D linemen, Davis and Wayne Lamar. 4-star players. We will for sure look at these guys. 625 points for us to start, 93 strength. Power rusher would probably, from some Prairie, Wisconsin. Shout out the boys. Levi Davis. Yeah, you're going to get offered. Doesn't commit. And then Wayne Lamar. 85 finesse moves as a speed rusher, 91 strength, 4-star gem out of Chicago. Offer him, doesn't commit, but we do get another good player on our board. We're really moving into a high class of recruiting. Let's make sure there's no like real good Wisconsin players that want to come here. Don't want to rule any guys out. Obviously Davis, want to keep the in-state guys good. D-end, the run stopper, he'd probably move to an outside linebacker spot for us. Same with Kevin Rowland. Well, maybe take a look at. And this is a guy who could potentially move to a guard spot. In-state guys that we can maybe get as insta commits. And 89 strength. Wow, yeah, pretty good. He'd probably move to an outside linebacker spot, Kevin Rowland. So we'll keep him there. And then Charles Holiday, 87 strength, O-line. We'll offer him, move him up. Continuing to try and improve our board. As let's look at 3-star. Well, we don't really want to look at 3-star guys right now. That might be later in the season kind of thing. Any good quarterbacks that stand out to us though? 4-star type guys. Al Byer, 6'3", 197 out of Gurnee, Illinois. Take a look at him. See what he's talking about as a quarterback. 84 medium accuracy. Gem, 96 throw powers, big arm. Don't see his deep throw. The accuracies aren't bad though with 86 speed. 75 under pressure too. Yeah, he's probably a guy that we'll offer and try to bring in. 4-star gem, always cool to see. Any good running backs we can maybe look to add? Probably should just go through and add guys and then go scout them so I don't have to sit and go back in and out. Second, we have a 4-star guy, Brandon Lindsay, 6'1", 207. Go with 4-star guys only. See if we can get some interest from some high-rated prospects. We'll add Braden Lindsay, excuse me, to the board. I think receiver was fine. Maybe a tight end we could add. 10th. Thompson is a 4-star blocker. Huh. Curious about that. Offensive guard is probably going to be a need. We'll add Brandon Robinson. Wow, that's a big pass protector there. So just kind of focusing on the 4-star guys. D tackle. Any nose tackles that are interested? Joel Ruggs, another power rusher. He's a big dude though. 6'1", 329. He could be a guy that we do end up keeping inside. Outside linebackers. Nope. Middle linebackers. Farrell. The ends. 6'5", 241. Speed guy. Not too shabby. Corners. Nope. Safety. Nope. Joe DeMar. Or Juan DeMar, excuse me. Run support guy, sure. And then punter. Nope. Any 3-star punters interested? He's got top 8 already. Might want to add a couple guys. Any athletes? All right, let's go scout those dudes. See if any of these guys are going to get some offers from us. Another running back. 92 speed. Yeah, he looks like a good player. Definitely add him to the board. Pretty good overall looking player. Mike Thompson, excuse me. The blocking tight end. Somewhat good strength. Probably hope for him to have a high speed rating, but we'll add him. O lineman with 83 strength, pass protecting. He'll be pretty good there as a guard for us. Juan Bohanna, get a gem 4-star. Make sure we're offering these guys so we don't have to come back and do that later. Robinson, good. Joel Ruggs, a D tackle. This dude looked really good. We're gonna offer him for sure. Probably put him one of the higher guys on the list. Leon Sherrill, 88 speed, good player. Shaq Vinette, speed. Rusher with 83 speed, 84 finesse moves. Yeah, he'll be an outside linebacker for us probably. Um, Juan DeMar, the safety. Gonna be a run support with 90 speed. Gonna take that. And we'll see which punter we'll add. Well, don't have the scouting on these guys that unlocked. 90 kick power with 76 accuracy. That's going to be pretty hard to beat. Might as well just save the hours. Just keep him, honestly. Because I don't think we're going to see with some of these other guys fast enough whether or not we're going to want them. So we'll just remove those other guys and offer Darrell Mixon. Take off Sledge and Paschal. Kind of want just a big power booting guy. We don't really have that with Bloomberg. So yeah, that group looks pretty good. We have a couple other points. Maybe we just go with some 5-star guys that look like they're showing some less interest. I think they're all going to be open. Yeah. Okay, so there's only 32 5-star guys, and any of them that will actually consider talking to us. He's going to be interior linebacker. Probably not what I'm needing necessarily. A quarterback, Daniel Moffat. Any good pipeline guys? Receiver Heath Whitehair. Probably just going to go for pipeline guys. Raymond Parkinson. Probably not going to go there. JD Jupin. See if those guys will crack the board. I'm sure they would, but whether or not we have a chance with them, we'll find out. 94 speed route runner. We'll offer Heath Whitehair. Feel like we can start competing for some of these top players, so why not? 5-star quarterbacks, missed out on a couple, missed out on one last year just due to some rating stuff. And I kind of like the guy we have already. I'm going to take KJ Hawkins off. Tremont Parkinson, he looks good, 94 strength. Another dude that's big enough to be kind of a nose tackle now for our defense. Definitely put him up there. And offer. Going heavy for that D line now. It's just very important for the defense we're running. JD Jupin, 93 throw power. He's a field general guy with 80 speed, 89 short, and 83 medium, 82 deep accuracy. Either not too bad. We'll see where his um, grades compare. Yeah, he has some ability up on. Oh, I once again just kind of like Al Bayer more. 96 throw power. He's got a bigger arm. Yeah, I like the guy that we have on there more. So we'll roll with him. And I guess we have room to add like one more guy. Anyone we see, just intriguing player. Maybe we go look again to take any Wisconsin guys that we can. 4-star, D end, 6'6", 269. Probably be an edge player for us. Already looked at, I think, Shakir Ruggs. Maybe we didn't, but probably not going to add the 3-star to the board. Make sure everyone's got offers before we start doing anything else. Herb Gainwell out of Verona. He is a good player. 6'6", 269, 82 strength. 83 speed, really good player. We'll add him and to just improve that. Um, get that. Trying to just improve that edge group as much as we can. He's a good player. Prospect list. Anyone else that should maybe make the cut here? 4-star prospects. Any running backs? Is there any 5-star running backs actually? Caesar Laporta, similar build to the guy we have. Any power backs in here? Not really. One guy. Yeah, not really any power backs. It's kind of what I'm interested in checking out. We have receiving backs in there. With 40 points, I don't really want it to just go unused. But we have an offer to everyone. What could we do with these points? Any guys that have us first that we haven't looked at that are 3-star? Power back. There's one. There's 2 power backs actually. One from Illinois. Let's look at Bowie. See what he's got to offer. 91 speed power back gem. Got us first. Don't get the insta commit, but we do definitely move him up a bit in his process. Cool. Got the first guy who's got us first on his list. We add and move up. And then, I guess, are there any 4-star dudes that I didn't offer or look at that have us first? No. Again, 3-star guys. Only a couple. I thought there was a dude from Wisconsin too that didn't have us, or that we hadn't offered who had us first. Hmm. If we have guys that are first, we can just put points into them, try and get the insta commit from them. Tyreek Sowles, another D end. Receiving back, probably not. Glenn Hamrick. I think we're just going to accept what we got, take the class as is. And yeah, so we've got custom schedules set. Recruiting board is all set. Top story's good. Preseason top 25. I don't know if we cracked it this year. Take a look. Clemson. We are a good team. And we don't, so we are not quite in it. Didn't even receive a vote. So got something to prove apparently going forward. Coach, I guess you guys can hang out while we oh, let's actually make sure. Okay, let's auto reorder. And then let's go do red shirts first. And then we can depth chart. I think that's the better way to go about it. Because otherwise, it ends up just messing up your depth chart. Turner, I'm not gonna redshirt this season. Don't feel like I feel like we need the running back depth. We're not going to. Not going to with Ecanem. Brim, I am gonna redshirt because these two guys probably gonna be on the depth chart somewhat, and could potentially be special team guys like kick returners. Tight ends, Ficken. I think we can afford to redshirt him with Hemphill and Megan on the list. Morris, we're going to redshirt. He's not starting. And we have plenty of depth like these guys. These guys can get redshirted. McGlockton, another guy that can get redshirted. Landman, Flanagan, and Tap. Just got the depth. Don't really need those guys right now. D-tackle, don't have anyone too. Left outside backer, Figueroa. Izzy, you probably won't. Middle linebacker, everyone. Everyone who can will be. All these freshmen. Nobody there. We have 2 right outside and then plenty of left outside guys. So plenty of linebackers. Corners, Welsh, sure. Timms and Castillo. Um, Yeah, just really don't need those guys right now, at least yet. Wembley, redshirt, because we'll have plenty of safeties. We'll have probably 5 active safeties, so don't need to redshirt those guys. Thompson, we're gonna keep. Bloomberg, we're gonna keep. I think that's it for redshirting. Now we can go ahead, get into this depth chart after we redshirted. Abbott, Rome, and we want Dexter, Gibson, probably Dexter, Tony Dexter. We had him transfer a couple years ago. Logan will for sure be the starting running back with Zach Rhodes, Ricky Rhodes, and Raphael Turner on the list. Behind him, fullback, I am going to start Ecanem with Mamula and probably not LeCount. Probably go Hemphill as the third guy. We'll see whoever the fourth tight end is. Probably not Hemphill, actually. Actually, yeah, because Megan is going to be the third. Evan Megan will be our third tight end behind Angerer and LeCount. Wide receivers, Corbin, top guy. I think Cobb's going to be our number one. Corbin, Diamond, Dante Trefant, the freshman. Yeah, probably release is low on both those guys. Gainwell there as well. With Dwayne Cousins coming back from the tight end room to be a receiver in his last season. Bobby Diamond, Corbin, good. Zach Cobb for sure going to be our top guy. Anger went through tight ends already. Left tackle, Taj Cooter. Knew he'd be a starter with that name. Al O'Reilly, 82 left tackle, or 82 at right tackle. So let's get our backup set. Riley's an 82, Vigil's a 78. So we'll have Dorian Cush and Jaron Queen. We go Vigil. Let's get the real backups at each position here for tackle. So go Tyreek Vigil behind Cush. And then Cush. So Cush will be our swing tackle with Vigil and Queen as the backups behind him. Left guard, Damon Crowder. We wanted him at right guard. Make sure he plays his spot. Phoenix can go play the left side as an 86, with Tyrone Bynum probably being the backup for both, I'm guessing. 78 cutting the third string. But yeah, Bynum likely the backup behind both of them. Cutting there as well. Stello, the transfer, not gonna play. Cush is a 79 backup, but doesn't need to play there. Don't know why Cutting's lower at this position. Weird. Bayless, yep, okay. That's good. Centers, we want Ezeki as the backup. And probably not a starter, so I'm gonna go with Bynum as the third guy. Left end. I want my left ends playing left end. So we'll back that. And then Hilliard should be the right end. I don't want to keep my guys on the right sides. So Hilliard there. And then Romanowski as the left end. Justice, Mafe, Sylvan will probably be up there as well. Probably put Sylvan the backup left end. And then Justice as the backup right end. The tackle Tubbs, Humphreys, and Selleck up the middle. Justice, Mafe there as well. Romanowski and Hilliard are backups, or they're starters already. Gordon Justice, I think I'm going to move up the depth chart though and have him be higher. Kind of order it like that. Left outside, got Eifert. Middle linebacker, Tripp or Tungalo. Don't like that speed though. Mayer. Silva and Mayer will be up the middle instead with Tripp and Orr. James Williams on the right side, and then we had Tripp on or Eifert, excuse me, on the left. So as long as they're not starting, anyone can be their backup. Actually, I'd prefer to have, let's see, okay, James Williams is 79, but he's the starter. 77 minor. Spicer minor. I think that's how we're going to do that. Izzy will probably just be more of a straight edge player. Spicer, Eifert, Spicer minor, Williams, Spicer at 78 for Rourke over minor. Izzy like a higher over here for some reason. Nope. All right, so Williams, Spicer, and minor on that side. We'll see in James Williams, the redshirt freshman. He'll be a starter this season, kind of out of nowhere. So 95, 13, 18, and 15 up the middle. The ends. Romanowski wears 90. Hilliard 61, captain, and Dante Tubbs 79 up the middle. Justice 97. Got to try to get some of these numbers down. Mancuso will be a starter along with Gibson and Conley. I think I am going to put Conley above Gibson just for if those guys are on the field together. And then Keegan Joseph's the other guy who becomes kind of a guy that I want to play with 80 man coverage, highest in the room basically. 99 from Deshaun Gibson. I mean, there's a lot of speed from Conley here, but play rec is high. I mean, so many things offsetting with one another on these teams, in this room. Keegan Joseph, though, at 92 speed is a guy that I want to play. So we'll have him as the true number one. Conley and Gibson, potentially rotate those guys. And Connor Coxey will be listed in there as well. Free safety, Delaney, with strong safety being Ian Padejo. Fitzgerald will be the backup there. Eaton as well. It'll probably be Eaton and Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, Keaton, good. Kicker, Holyfield. I am going to start Ben Thompson. Hunter Bloomberg, kick returner. Dalton Gainwell, that freshman receiver. I do like that corner we got too. What's his name? Super fast dude. Even available. Conley, 98 speed is pretty incredible. I'd like to at least just get him on the board here instead of probably Ricky Rhodes. Dalton Gainwell and Dante Trufant. Yeah, they're good returners with some serious speed as well. But we'll probably still run with that group. Turn is pretty poor in terms of skill, but Gainwell, Trufant, and then yeah, we're gonna go with where is the guy? I have to get these guys' names down. Whole new team. There we are. Conley. Khalil Conley. Gainwell. Gainwell's above Trufant for whatever reason. We're going to put Conley as our return man, though, for punts. He's so fast. Kickoffs. Cordavius Holyfield will be doing the kickoffs. Phoenix is long snapping this year with Logan probably playing every down as the running back. Ricky Rhodes is a receiving back, so we're going to put him up there with Terrence Logan and Zach Rhodes behind them. Power running, Terrence Logan, Zach Rhodes, and Raphael Turner on there as our power guys. Not many true power guys on this team. Dion Corbin's going to move into the slot role with Diamond and Cobb on the outside. Gainwell at 68. will probably move into a receiver role. Trufant and Gainwell playing backups in the slot. The rush left end, probably not going to be Tristan Hilliard at 6'3", 304. Doesn't seem very wise. Or let's get our linebackers set first. Tony Tripp and or Matungalo, kind of slow in my opinion. And so we'll put probably Mayer as our third guy for sub linebacker. So Tripp, Orr, and Mayer. These ends can be whatever. I'm probably gonna also just do rush D tackle first, which Hilliard would go in and be the top guy, and then probably Gordon Justice and Tubbs can stay in there as well. But yeah, I want Hilliard and Justice to be our two rush guys. Um, Probably put Justice as the top guy just because he'll be the most fresh and has the better block shed. So Hilliard is not going to be our rush end, sadly. Um, Probably is going to end up being a guy like Marvin Miner, plays the left outside linebacker. Eifert plays left outside as well. Not going to be. Who's the best rush right end? Gordon Justice, nope. Miner, probably not. We go Gizzy, probably. So we'll go Gizzy there with Eifert, and then the other backup will be James Williams. So we'll do Eifert and Williams as the backups for. And then Justice Hilliard, Rip, Mayer, good. Mancuso starting slot guy. Conley is not going to be a slot player for us. Neither will Ian Badeo. We'll do Keegan Joseph and Connor Coxey for our dime, and then nickel or nickel dime and our fifth quarter defender, dollar defender, whatever. So yeah, that's the squad going forward. 88 overall. Glad we got the depth chart done together here. We ended up getting recruiting done as well. So yeah, with that being said, I think we are ready to advance to the regular season, or at least to week 0, where we will get to play a game. Actually, got some guys reaching new parts of their recruiting. It looks like top 8. Pretty cool. Obviously, pro potential for whatever reason, not great. But yeah, week 0, I'll see you then. We will be traveling, or actually, Wisconsin will be traveling here August 26th to come play the War Dogs at Bell and Health Field. Make sure you like and subscribe this video. I love doing the off seasons, just uncut like this. Get to see all the little process of it. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one in the home opener for 2028.